Hello and welcome back to another Omniheroes video. In this video you might hear some drilling and some hammering and some sawing in the background. It's because I've got builders in to sort my new room out. Having a room put on a dormer on the roof. So lots and lots of work going on. So my apologies if you do hear any background noise. Now in this video we are just going to skip through. We're going to use these exact same teams. These are the units that you really should be chasing. If you do want to pass PvE content, specifically Gaia and Mulan, both very, very effective in what they do. And as well, it just allows us to apply as much burn as possible. Not that we need it with Pandora on the team. So Pandora and Leandra, another fantastic combination. And Pandora is available in the Oracle shop. So I would suggest that everybody go ahead and chase her because I believe that she is the strongest PvE unit in the game as she just wipes everybody out. That was with Splash Axe, by the way. Can't see the previous one, but she did all of that damage with thanks to the Splash Axe, dishing out 100% of the damage to all enemies. So very, very strong. This team, relatively simple. If you don't have a copy of Ra at 7 stars, or even 6 stars to be fair, then I would suggest you need to use Elmer instead. So Elmer readily available in the Oracle shop and does a lot of work. Very, very strong. But with this particular build, it just allows for us to have these front two units switch. So Dahlia and Atrops here. If you don't have Atrops, you would pop Cleo in this position right here. Or you can use Atrops on this team and you can put Cleo on the other team as well. Now we do get this protect function, but Ra cannot go down in any way, shape or form. The rest of the team can with indirect damage, so can be very tough to overcome. Indirect damage, that being corrode and reflect damage, is very troublesome sometimes. So we do get Elisha here to finish things off, and there we go. So absolutely spot on. Looks like Ophelia to do the most. Weird, but is what it is. And then, yeah, so what we're going to do now, we will power through until 25, and then we're going to have a look at 25 and what units to use to counter the bosses for 25 as well. Again, we don't really need to see any combat whatsoever, and I'm not doing the land thing or the land synergy, primarily because, again, if you need to use it, you need to use it. And there are several teams. So if you go back and watch my Hell 1 to 10 or Hell 11 to 20 videos, I do offer several different teams that you can use within the land domain function in order to pass through these stages as well. So we are up to this easy one, and this one is a little bit more difficult. So looks like we have to use Dooms for that and Valiant for this one as well. So let's jump in. And in fact, what I will do is just check these out. So the way to beat this is to do as many basic attacks as possible. You only actually need to do 20% of this boss's HP. The reason for that is because this boss will lose 20% of his HP every 2 allies lost and he has 4 of these minions surrounded him. So effectively, when you kill these minions with your basic attacks, he will lose 40% of his HP. He also then brings back all of these minions in round 10. So if you can get those dead by the start of round 11, you should be good to go, because when they die, again, they will lose another 40%, which totals 80%. You only need to do 20% of this boss's maximum HP in order to beat him. Now, with this particular boss, the Phantom Queen, is slightly different. The reason for that is because it loses 1 HP when using attacks or when using basic attacks. So every round, these units will lose 1 HP, but I believe that they've got either 16 HP, which is kind of redundant, or they've got 12 HP, something like that. But the point is they cannot lose more than... damage received won't exceed 5% of max HP, which means that we need to hit this boss 20 times in order 20 times at 5% of max HP, which is very, very difficult to do, but there are ways around it. I will show you how to do that in just a second, so bear with me. Okay, and we are back. And what I've tried to do is build a couple of teams just that are relatively accessible. So every unit within this particular team build for Team 1 is available in the Oracle shop. I have gone for relics, which I don't think many people will have access to unless you are a pay-to-win player, or not pay-to-win, but pay-to-play player, in which case you should have access to them. But as it stands, I think for me the best Ethereal's relics would be the below. So let me just pull it up here. Where have you got to? I do think people should be chasing this particular relic, the lance. It is available from many different places. I believe it's even available in the relic rebate chest. If I'm wrong on that, please do correct me down below. But it is very much available, and they are pushing this relic as much as possible because of the effect that it does have. But if you don't have a copy of that, you can use chest, which I know for a fact has been readily available for about 2 months now, and you should be prioritizing chest because it does allow for double activations of relics. Following on from that, I would suggest the best ethereal relic or middle relic that is available and is free to play would be Excalibur. The reason for that is because it's the only relic which increases crit rate. Now, increasing crit rate will allow you to do more crits and in turn build up Elisha a lot faster. So using that particular relic is very effective. The next best, I would say, is either Gourd or Hammer, but if I were a spending man, I would go for Magatama. As you can see, I've got 3 stars. Not really chased it. Been chasing other relics since, but I would suggest that that's a very powerful relic indeed, and we'll see you through a lot of PvE content. The next one on our list for Ethereal's relics would be the Demon Bane Whip. I have come to love this whip. It is absolutely fantastic. The HP increases do help dramatically when you are trying to do what you need to do, but you also have the famine scales as well. So in case you aren't running Karnak on an Ethereal's team, famine scales will give you that additional healing that you do need in order to proc certain things. So what we'll do is we will use the stun hammer, and we will use the scales as well. Well, no, we won't, sorry. What am I talking about? We'll use Excalibur, and we'll use the scales as well to get our additional Ethereal's synergy going. I know we've only got one on here, one Ethereal in the form of Elisha, but if I were to change something about this team, I would take out Elmer, I would put Atrops on the front row, Dahlia on the front row, and I put Ophelia and Eudora on the back row. A unit that I don't use in these runs, flipping heck, but a unit that I don't use on these runs. The reason for that is because she is not widely available. She's available once every season, so once every 2 months, and she primarily is there for spending players, especially if you want to get her. She requires a lot of investment, but once you have done the investment in Eudora, it does allow her to become, I would say, probably the best unit in the game all round, considering that she's good in PvP and also in PvE. But again, I'm not going to use her in this particular run. What we'll do is we're going to focus more on how to counter this particular boss, and the way that you counter it is with this horn right here. So after triggering dodge, retaliates with a basic attack against the attacker during battle. Each one of these little rage mushrooms here, they perform a basic attack, and then hopefully you will dodge it. Now, the best way to do that, unequip this crit rate if you so choose to. So you unequip the crit rate and you go down here and you have a look, and it is this increased dodge rate by 25%, just so you get you kill these minions as fast as possible. Really important to kill them as quickly as you possibly can, so you can start doing massive amounts of damage to the boss's HP as quickly as possible. The rest of them are pretty self-explanatory. We've got Undying Shield for this front row to keep our front row alive. We have the 300% attack increase for Valianters. We have Pursuit Dart, so every time we get a crit, we will land additional strike. That also counts for basic attacks. So if you do crit on your basic attack, you can also redo the basic attack effectively, so getting 2 for 1 on those basic attacks. We've got an increased crit rate to work alongside the pursuit dart, and then increased speed as well. If I had an increased dodge in blue, I would put that in there, but I don't, unfortunately, so it is what it is. Now, we'll jump into the next team. So this next team, this is Mulan, Astrid and Gaia on this back row, Dullahan and Lancelot on the front row. Again, all of these units available within the Oracle shop. Very, very powerful Mystfires team. The reason for that is because Dullahan increases the corrode stack limit by 5 as a default. So you start out the battle, you can apply 5 stacks of corrode to each enemy, but with Dullahan on the team, that pumps it up to 10. And then once you apply the Sinful Band, increases the corrode stack limit by 20, it will allow you then to get up to those 30 stacks of corrode per enemy, which is going to really help Gaia. Now you've got Lancelot as well. Lancelot is very, very good, especially when he does basic attacks. So you can potentially use this Mystfires team against the enemy Hatred Troll as well. But what I want to do is just show how quickly we can take down the Phantom Queen with a Mystfires team. So you've got Lancelot, who gives 200% corrode damage to our entire team. You've got Mulan to apply that burn. I've talked about the burn effect before. It is percentage based. So every stack will remove 5% of the boss's max HP, and the boss can only lose 5% of HP per instance of that. So effectively, the way that you take this boss down is you apply multiple stacks of burn, multiple stacks of corrode, and then each one of those can potentially take off 5% of this boss's HP. And we're looking for units which attack back row specifically. The reason that I've got Astrid placed here is because Astrid will attack the unit directly opposite where she is. So Astrid will always go for this Phantom Queen with her ultimate attack and also her secondary active skill. You have Mulan over here. Mulan also attacks back row, and then Gaia attacks 3 random targets, which you are hoping is the Phantom Queen. You have Lancelot, who doesn't do very much on his ultimate, but he does on his active skill and on his basic attack. His basic attack will apply the 4 stacks of corrode, and then Gaia will add another stack of corrode on each one of those other units as well. You also have Dullahan, who applies corrode on his ultimate and on his active, and his ultimate and his active both go after this back row. Both go after the Phantom Queen, so applying as much corrode to the Phantom Queen as you can possibly get on. No two ways about it, you just need as much corrode on the Phantom Queen as you can. This will allow Gaia to build up, apply that damage increase, which will then do more damage per corrode stack that's been applied. Now I have gone for Underworld Key, but if you don't have Underworld Key, you would use the Death Scythe instead. Death Scythe, very, very strong for Mystfires, works very well. Death Scythe increases max HP of heroes with skills that enhance corrode effect for allies. So, sorry, my son is shouting. I don't know what he's shouting about. But the point is, you can enhance the corrode effect for all allies. You reduce the energy cost of using Death Scythe, and there's a 50% chance to apply Mauling Reaper effect to all allies for 3 rounds. And for 3 rounds after Death Scythe is used, all allies gain 10 additional relic energy per action. So you're going to build up that relic energy very quickly. Increase the chance to gain the Mauling Reaper effect to 100%, and increase the additional Mauling Reaper stack by 1 as well. Doesn't really go into Mauling Reaper on here, but I do have a video on Night's Edge, Death Scythe. If you want to go and check that out, you are most welcome to. Just put in Death Scythe, Omniheroes, and it should pop up with the correct one. Now, let's jump in. Let's see just how well these teams do. If I do fail these teams, then I'll make a couple of changes. Probably switch them around. So add Mystfires onto the Hatred Troll and then this team on the other side. But again, I think it should be more than sufficient. So we do get a number of basic attacks against these units here. As you can see, Atrops is doing crits and so can double attack. And then we've got Elma doing basics, we've got Ophelia doing basics, and we've not even done our own. So this will be 4 basic attacks from all of our team here. Flip it, heck. They really are going off on one. But as you can see, now that all the minions have done their attacks, and now we can start on our own basic attacks here. And if we get crits, we get to double the number of basic attacks as well, which is how you get this boss down so quickly. And now we are going to effectively, well, hopefully, we're going to triple triple relic activation. No, unfortunately, it was only two. It was only two, but absolutely fine. It's because our crit rate isn't high enough. If we were to include Eudora on this team, we can also then do what we need to as well. That would get the crit rate above 200%, so just something to keep in mind. Now, these guys are going straight down. As you can see, we dodged all of those attacks. Boss loses 40% of his HP and is taking a lot of damage here already. So we do get we get even more relic activations and relic procs. We do get the increased crit rate. That's really important against this guy because we want to do as much damage as we possibly can. It looks like Dahlia to do 2,600 and then increase again up to 12,000, and then we should see Elma do absolutely massive damage here. Yeah, he just killed the boss in one shot. It's because of Atrops. Atrops will apply 40% of her attack. If you have swapped with Dahlia already, then Atrops will also apply that attack buff or 40% of that attack buff to the enemy as well. Now this one's going to be a bit of a longer fight, and the reason for that is because we can't take these minions down anywhere near as easily. If we could, it would make a huge difference, but we are applying all of this burn. Hopefully we're going to apply this burn to this back row as well, as much as we possibly can. We want as many stacks of this burn as we can. We want as many corrode stacks as we can as well. So just applying as many of these corrode stacks in this burn stack as possible. And do we have the splash axe? We do. So we have splash axe, we have Gaia with an increase attack of 300%, as well as Sinful Band and the Splash Axe as well. It does a lot of work. So as you can see, enemies are trying to take us down, but we just have too much health at the moment. And Astrid to do an attack on this back row, but more importantly, she applies all of those stacks of burn, and she applies technically she applies 8 stacks of corrode to this enemy boss. Dullahan here applying stacks of corrode as well. Mulan. Gaia will proc next, attacking this back row. Again, we're not doing altogether too much damage to the boss using our physical attacks. To take this boss down, you do need as much corrode and as much burn applied as possible. And we should see this at the end of the next round as well. So, as you can see, applying all of this corrode. And we'll see this on upkeep of the next round. It's thinking about it. There we go. There we go. Sorry if you can hear my son. He is very excited. He's got a Spidey gun. I didn't realise Spider-Man carried guns, but apparently it is what it is. So it looks like these guys don't actually have as much health as I initially thought. But it's okay. It's okay. But they do come back in round 10, I believe. So if you're not able to, if they do go down, then they will come back in round 10. But I don't think they go down before round 10. I think they've got about 11 HP or something, which is where a unit like Leviathan comes in very handy. The reason that I'm not running Leviathan here is because she's not available in the Oracle shop at the moment. As soon as she does become available in the Oracle shop, she is free game for my videos, and I'll show off the power of her at some point or another. The problem is people want builds that are accessible, and this is a very accessible build. Leviathan is not so accessible right now. When she becomes accessible, that's when I'll start to properly delve into her. But as it stands, effectively what happens with Leviathan, she's on this front row, and every time one of these units hits us with some damage, they target themselves, and what happens there? Ooh, this screen has shifted slightly. What happens there is the unit takes themselves out. So if each of these units do proc Gaia's, not Gaia, the passive for, what do you call it? The passive for Leviathan, then you can take them out very, very quickly on this particular build. Because they've only got 12 health and they're doing sort of 70,000 to you, or minimum of 70,000, maybe like 1 million health, something like that. But yeah, it gets silly, and she is the easiest way to counter Rift Odyssey, is just to have Leviathan against bosses like this. But I think we should be doing more than enough with corrode damage here. We just need to get as many stacks as possible on this particular boss. Do remember as well that once these minions do go down, we should start to do much more damage and apply many more corrode stacks to this boss. But we'll see. I think these guys, realistically, I think that we need to start doing a bit more damage to this boss, because again, she can only take 5% per hit. Now I believe that is also 5% per corrode hit as well, and at the moment we've got her up to 17 stacks of corrode. No burn has been applied at the moment because it's very difficult to apply that burn, but we do get a lot of burn applied here with Astrid. Dullahan is applying the corrode stacks as well. We should see, come on Gaia, come on, just get that hit in. That's the problem with Gaia, is she is random. You do not know when that is going to kick in, or if she's going to hit that boss. Because if she hits that boss every single round, this boss goes down very quickly. But as it stands at the moment, maybe it looks like that Mystifiers aren't good enough, but we'll see. So that corrode, yeah, again, it's the 5% HP restriction, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll see how much health that these minions have, because I could really do with checking it out. So we're at round 9, so these guys have all done 9 basic attacks each. It does look like round 12 might be the way forward, or might be the cut-off point effectively for this boss. But we'll see. Dullahan here not hitting enemy boss, but we do get Gaia to hit, keeping up those corrode stacks for as long as possible. So we're up to 30 corrode stacks here as well. So we'll see just how much, and we do have a fair chunk of burn on the boss as well. So down to 28, and we've got 3 stacks of burn. We can get an additional 2 stacks of burn on this boss right now, because remember, the maximum amount of stacks of burn that we can get will apply. It's up to 5 stacks of burn. Another way that you can go about applying that burn or Karmic Fire effect is through Magatama. Sorry about that. So we will see Astrid here applying all of this again, as much corrode as we possibly can. Hopefully these minions will go down in this next round, but we'll have to see. So Gaia doing decent amount of damage here, and Mulan to do also reasonable. It's okay. It's much lower than I've seen, to say the least. But we'll just have to see. So Dullahan here doing reasonable amounts of damage, and then the corrode kicking in finally. So we should see in this next round. So this is round 12. These minions do go down, so that leaves us with 3 rounds of 3 rounds of playtime. Bonesaw is ready. Yeah, so we do get these 3 rounds, and every time we hit this boss as well, something to keep in mind, that we do have the chance, because we have a full 5 Mystifiers team with full Mystifiers relics, we do have a chance to do, I think it's 8% or 12% of our damage or corrode stacks to this boss's HP as well. So it's another instance of damage. Flipping heck, what is going on? As you can see, doing much more damage to these guys as well. We do have our attack lowered, which is it is what it is, but it's still doing reasonable amounts of damage. I think this one's a loss, unfortunately. We'll see. Yeah, so we are doing enough damage now, but unfortunately it is the boss's minions that are in the way. So I think what we'll do, in fact, we're going to switch around the 2 teams. So we're going to switch round. Yeah, we were close, but we're not doing enough damage with this team. So we'll switch around the 2 teams, and we'll just see how much damage we can get done with the other team as well. Yeah, we were not even close. This boss has a lot. It is the 5% damage restriction. The fact we've not got a Cleo on this team either is what it is. Now hold on. And we are back. So what I've done is decided to switch the teams around. So we're going with corrode on this particular boss, and then we're going to do as much damage as we possibly can to the Phantom Queen. Now, something that we do need to take into consideration, if you were to have Ra or a copy of Ra, you can take Elma out, and you can put Ra on this back row. So you'd switch it around something like this. and you'd have Ra here instead. But as it stands, because we're going for an accessible approach, we'll do it like this instead. So let's jump in. Let's see whether or not these teams can do it. I believe this team should be easy enough, or this particular hatred troll should be easy enough. I think it depends on how many dodges we actually get. Something that does play a factor is the Grace of Shadows, that does increase our dodge. Every 20 energy, we get an additional 15% dodge. The way that it works, I don't think they add up. So I don't think it's, you get 15, so if you had 40 energy, you would have a 30% dodge chance. I think the way that it works is you will have every 20 energy, you have a 15% chance to proc. So as we see, we've got 48 energy at the moment. That means that we've got two 15% chances to proc, rather than a total of 30% chance to proc. I believe that's how it works anyway. Plus then you've got your actual dodge chance, and then anything else added on top of it, unless I'm incorrect. If that is the case, if I'm incorrect, please do let me know down below in the comments. I'd be very interested to hear exactly what's going on. So we do get a fair few misses here, and as well, something to take into consideration, Mulan does a lot of basic attacks, because her passive allows for every time a unit attacks or takes action, she has a chance to follow that up as well. And as you can see, got them nearly down here. This is an additional 3 basic attacks that we're going to do. And I think that is it. Yeah, so that is it. But we are doing significant damage with Astrid here directly facing the boss. Because remember, Astrid does direct damage to the unit directly opposite her. So that is one way of going about it. And as you can see there, Mulan to do those basic attacks to stop or to take the enemy's health down even more. And we should see, yeah, so Lancelot here. Do we see another attack from Mulan? No, unfortunate, but we will get it on this round because we'll get enough dodges, there we go, to take these guys down. We need one more attack off them. Lancelot also using up all of our energy here, but should be absolutely fine, because Astrid doing phenomenal amounts of damage to this boss already. Gaia putting in the work as well, but we're applying all of this burn, all of this corrode, and we should see this boss go down very soon because of the amount of damage that we're doing. As you can see, we've already done more than 20% of the boss's HP. So even if we weren't able to take him down before his minions come back, that's when we'll see. Yeah, Astrid. Oh, you beauty. So yeah, that is the corrode kicking in as well. But even if the boss's minions were to come back, we should be able to take them down in a timely fashion, allowing for all of those basic attacks. Another way that you can do that is with Nawi as well. So Nawi does, whenever she procs, she does those basic attacks when she does proc as well. So that's just something to keep in mind. Works very well alongside Mulan. Very good. So this is over. Yeah, all sorted. And then we move on to this final boss. So this again is the most challenging boss. I would say as soon as Leviathan is out, I'm just going to start using Leviathan in every single boss that has these particular minions. The ones that do the basic attacks are the ones that cannot be killed. It makes it really, really tough for us to actually get enough damage on this boss, especially with Dahlia. Dahlia does a lot of the damage, but she only attacks front row on her active skill. On her ultimate, she will attack all, but again, we're looking for as many attacks on this boss as we can possibly muster. So, which is why I've gone with the full spread. I've got the crit and I've got the speed ultimate as well. So as you can see, not doing altogether too much damage to this boss at the moment. We do have reflect damage as well, so just something to take into consideration. We're also doing reflect damage, but we'll see how much damage Dahlia does here. 3,700, that's not a lot. How much is it this time? Going up, going up. And remember, every time we get a crit, we will also increase the attack of our team here. So potentially changing up these relics might be the way forward. honestly. I don't think this famine scales is doing very much for us at the moment, because we've already healed enough to get the full and the maximum potential for our... yeah, doing significantly better than last time. Especially Ophelia, flipping heck. She is doing the work. Then Elisha here doing even more work as well. So I think this is the 5% of the boss's HP, this 800,000 million. I think that's how much it was. Don't quote me on numbers. I'm not very good with them. It's probably why I'm terrible at Omniheroes, to be fair. Get the attack increases for Elisha, Dahlia, and Elmer. It's very good. We get the increased crit rate as well, which is going to be essential for us too, and that's a triple increased crit rate as well. So yeah, there we go. So more crits, more attack up, more HP up, and then we should see an increase in damage to this boss as well. Yeah, doing the business here with Elisha. She is just putting the work in. Very, very strong. As you can see, Ophelia losing a fair chunk of health here. But healing it all the way back up as well. So just something to keep in mind. It is one way to keep Ophelia alive with this particular build, but I would probably suggest picking Ra if you do have a copy of her, just so that you get the full 5 units doing as much damage as possible. So there we go. We get that dodge and the crackback from Elisha here. Aim round 5 and only... Oh, we're up to... what is that, half the boss's health, something like that. And unfortunately, yeah, because I've not got high enough speed on my accessories for Atrops, flipping heck, Elmer. Putting the work in. Flipping heck. Just can't get a break. Just seen the builders off. And now my son has decided to increase the volume drastically. So yeah, this is the most effective team in Rift Odyssey right now, I would say, minus Ra, switching Ra out with Elmer and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we just need these crit increases as much as possible to get built up with Elisha. The more we get built up with Elisha, the more powerful Atrops becomes, and the more that Dahlia can increase Atrops' attack as well, which will allow us to do the damage that we've been seeing recently. Now that would do significant damage, but unfortunately, it is what it is, and it doesn't hit that back row. Now, how much is Elisha going to do? That is the question. A lot. Yeah, there we go. So this is the team build that you need in order to win. Again, Ophelia, chase Ophelia, get her at 6 stars. That's all you need for Ophelia. 6-star Ophelia, really, really strong unit. Really pumps the rest of the team up, but in a very subtle way. It's not like Elisha where you can see the attack and HP going up. Ophelia is more geared towards very subtle increases and adding stuff on top of the increases you've already got as well. Works very well paired with Elisha. It looks like round 8, round 9 is going to be the key. So again, not doing altogether too much with Dahlia, but again, it's because her speed is, because she's faster than my Atrops at the moment. This is going to be a big hit from Elisha. I mean, Elmer himself may just take him down. No, but it is a lot. There we go. So that is all sorted. That is Hell 25, and I think we can just run through the rest of them with the teams that we've got at the moment. I don't think we should encounter many issues at all. Yep, round 2, and then round 2 this time. Yeah, so absolutely no issues whatsoever. These teams are perfectly capable of taking out the general units as well as boss missions as well. And we do have a change as well. So this is going to be C domain, which isn't bad, actually. The C domain, again, it's more for mid-tier players, players who've been playing for 6 months to a year. And then the Sky domain is more in the territory of Wales and players who've been playing for, I would say, over a year and a half, thereabouts. I would say that is how they have structured it. because the Sky Domain is just all full of royal units, whereas Land Domain is more geared towards the more accessible units, I would say. Excuse me. Oh, there we go. So this is Hell 29, and then we'll jump into Hell 30 in just a second. I don't think we need to see any more of these units. I think we've seen more than enough. So Gwyn here, as long as you got 30 buffs, you'll just remove his curse right away. That is it. You just need to get 30 buffs, and it seems though we have done that very, very successfully. So that is it. That is Hell 21 to 30. Thanks very much for watching. I do hope you have a fantastic day, and good luck in whatever it is that you're doing.